This is the Entertainment Answer.
So, I mean, four films in a franchise, regardless of the genre, is sort of a nice deal. What do you think now that you've familiarized yourself with the characters? What has given it the longevity that we've had over four films?
I think it's three things. One, it's Jack Black as the Kung Fu Panda. I just think he is Po. He is funny. He is action packed, and he's a fanboy, and so that's one of them. And then the next thing is I think this is one of the best franchises ever of any animated franchise due to the villains. I think it has created the best villains, the most intriguing villains I've ever seen, from Tai Lung to Lord Shin to General Kai, and now to the Chameleon. I think we've aced it with the ultimate villain of all time. And so I love a franchise with a good villain, and this has the best of them. And then thirdly, there's no other film that I can think of that, or franchise for that matter, that combines humor with specifically kung fu action. I mean, it's such a great genre, these kung fu films, and all the artists that work on these, we get to bring in our favorite parts of all this kung fu cinema and pack it into this film, and at the same time, laugh and have fun. It's the greatest.
Yeah, and you bring in Awkwafina, who we love, as this new voice. When you have somebody like her who voices a character, does it change or does the character evolve from when it first was thought about? When you bring her in, it's like, oh, wow, this character went a different direction than we thought. And how much greater is it now that she's brought her essence to it?
That's absolutely, and that's a great question to ask. It's like a chicken and the egg, right? We really did know that we wanted to work with Awkwafina, and her character evolved from her personality, even the design, from her voice and her look and her performance. And I was really lucky that Nora, Awkwafina, and Jack were friends previously, and I think that helped with a lot of the storytelling and with her character. So her voice and her personality really helps form the character. And I think this is one of her best performances, by the way, because she is a lead character, and she gets to do a lot of emotional stuff in this film as well. So
She was a great addition because you mentioned all the villains that we've gotten over the first three films, and then you bring her in, and I just loved her and Poe's character together. And you have Jack and Awkwafina, and just how they bounced off of each other was pretty spectacular. You also talked to some of the themes in this. I've always kind of at times suffered from an imposter syndrome, and I think maybe Poe during his career has as well. Is that one of the other things maybe that's for the culture today compared to the culture when the first one came out, 2013? What are those themes now for this culture?
that's so funny that you say imposter syndrome. It's yeah, he's even though he's made it to be the Dragon Warrior, now they're asking him to level up yet again and become Oogway, that wise turtle, and he's like, I don't know anything about that stuff. So it's great. That's one of our themes. Another theme that we did, and it's probably why we chose the gray Corsac fox for Awkwafina's character, is Poe is black and white panda, and we figured he kind of sees the world in black and white. There are heroes and there are villains. Well, we created this gray Chinese Corsac fox, and we figure she's shades of gray. She's not a hero or a villain. She's she's a friend and helping Poe find the villain, but she's also a thief, and she hangs out with a bunch of criminals underground. And so it's changing Poe's worldview, and he's considering, and it helps us tap into our theme about change, like, is she able to change? And I think that's really important for this day and age, this kind of internet era that we're in, where people want to claim something that's bad and that's good, and you're bad and you're good. It's kind of a neat thing to consider. Maybe there's a lot of shades of gray in all of us, and no one's perfect, and Poe realizes that, yes, she does have a lot of worth, and she can change who she is, and she can become someone different, just as he can change and become someone maybe even better than he was.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great franchise. I appreciate what you've brought to it, and I wish you guys all very best of luck with the film.
Thank you so much. We work so hard to make this for the big screen, and we mix it, and we use Hans Zimmer's score. So thank you for getting people interested to see it in the theater. That's so important to all of us that work on it. So thank you for getting people excited for our film.